Good morning, good afternoon. Welcome to Jen's Awesome Show. I am here with a panel of amazing people. I have met a couple of them before, but not very many. So let's find out why everyone is awesome, because if they weren't awesome, they wouldn't be here. We'll go around and do a bit of an introduction, who you are, what your project is, and something we don't already know about you. So I will start with Jordan.
Well, hey everybody, my name's Jordan Page, and I'm the founder of Firefly Education Network. We're building a blockchain-based home education platform for the whole world to take advantage of decentralized education. We're gamifying the education experience and rewarding students with cryptocurrency for excelling at their subjects, and we're just trying to turn the centralized education model on its head and just embrace all the people who are leaving the public school system and are realizing that centralized education is kind of like the root cause of all the all the big problems that we face, in the US and around the world. I've been in the crypto community since about 2011. I remember when Bitcoin was 33 cents, and we were part of the Ron Paul movement back then, and we were all trying to use Bitcoin as currency to undermine the Federal Reserve. So I did a lot of End the Fed events, and I'm a musician, and I toured with Congressman Paul as his personal troubadour, for freedom. But I see blockchain technology as like the most important invention of the 21st century, and I think it's going to change everything.
Thank you. And what is something that we don't already know about you?
I have 7 kids, 2 horses, 3 dogs, like 30 chickens, 15 ducks, and some gophers that we're trying to get rid of.
Then I'm grateful that you were able to make time for us.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. All right, Papa Joe, you are next. Papa Joe, can you hear me? Going to go with no. All right, come back to it. So then I have the Divvy Daddy. Please tell us a little bit about yourself, about the project. Oh, somebody's testing speakers.
Okay. Thanks for the intro, guys. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I'm the Divvy Daddy. The reason I'm called the Divvy Daddy is because I was an early Bitcoin miner, and I started getting into other projects just to kind of find ways to diversify my holdings a little and mine without actually buying more miners and spending a ton of money buying, miners and power every month. So I figured, get into this project called Divvy. I did my research. I really loved the project, and my kids were like, "You are like really liking this, Divvy Daddy, and we should call you Divvy Daddy." So they made me a hat and a shirt, and next thing I know, people are calling me Divvy Daddy, and the project is allowing it. So yeah, that's the reason why I'm the Divvy Daddy is really because of my kids. So for me, it's just about learning how to have that free lifestyle, right? I needed something that I wasn't in the basic, 8 to 5, 7 to 9 p.m. kind of work style. After going through some transitions with family stuff. So for me, it was real simple. I looked for something that would allow me to be home and be with my kids. And believe it or not, my wife, Caitlin, now, and my 3 kids are here with me. And we're just like running mining facilities and having fun together and, getting to do shows. So for me, the reason I'm here is just to talk about cryptocurrency and how it, my crypto commandment number 2 from Crypto Confidential, a little group we run. And Crypto Confidential, the commandment number 2 says that we live the freedom mindset, right? Like we want to have that freedom mindset where we own our own wealth and control where our funds go. And you can't really tell me, what to do with my assets that I rightfully earned, work that I value, right? One thing you don't know about me is I was the mascot for Oregon State University back when it was a Pac-10. So yeah, I was a Pac-10 mascot for quite a while, and I had a lot of fun doing it.
That's fantastic. Thank you, and welcome to the show.
Thank you, guys.
Absolutely. Alexander, you're up. A little bit about your project, and something we don't already know about you.
All right. Well, thanks for having me back. My name is Alexander. So I work with a variety of different projects. I am most recently working with Janice and Cheryl here, helping them bring their project to life. And I think that has a lot of potential. I don't know. Don't want to steal their thunder, but it's got this really cool media component built in with NFT utility. So that's what I'm currently working on. I guess you'd say my day job is I'm a Web3 product development and brand strategist. So I help bring products to market. I've been involved with pretty much every aspect of product development, from like software to apparel to brands. And my passion being I guess you'd say a decentralization maximalist is putting my effort into projects that are helping to uh, educate and onboard people to use decentralized technologies as opposed to the crap that we've all been working with and stuck with for so long. So I also, on that note, also mention the other project that I work with is Float. It's a free speech social network. I'm the VP of Web3 there, and that's how I actually got to meet Janice and Cheryl. So yeah, helping the decentralized social network side of things and free speech over at Float. Something you may not know about me. I developed the branding for John McAfee's presidential run back in 2016. That was a fun little project. I'm friends with the who was his VP running mate, Judd Weiss, so he hooked me up with that job. So, yeah.
That sounds interesting. Thanks for sharing, and welcome back.
Thank you.
All right, Papa Joe, you are next. A little bit about you, your project, and something we don't know about you.
So a little bit about me. Well, I've been in information technology for a long time, and was one of the earlier miners. So I started really, really early on mining, but I wanted to learn what the technology did. I was more interested in blockchain technology. I wanted to kind of tear it down, kind of like what an engineer does. They reverse engineer things, right? So there wasn't a lot of information about what blockchain technology is, how it worked, all that fun stuff. So I spent a lot of time digging into what it was. I burned through so much Bitcoin. I've lost so much Bitcoin, all that kind of stuff. Literally way before there was any seed words or anything like that. No one knew to your private keys, protect them, blah, 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 blah. This was all way back before all that stuff. And I just really fell in love with blockchain technology, and just light bulb went on. This is going to fundamentally change how humanity interacts with each other. It's kind of like the internet did, but in a very, very massive way. And I just kind of kept going with it. I haven't stopped. I recently started a company for blockchain consulting. It's asterblockchainconsulting.com. I go and I've got other projects on my plate right now that I'm working through, trying to broker different deals. I've got a few that are going to be very, very big if we can get all the right people on the bus, kind of thing. And I can't talk about those more just for NDA reasons. But it will be when I'm able to tune into the show, and I'll talk about it. You'll definitely see that there. I also host a YouTube show. It's the Papa Joe Show. We have a lot of fun on that. I talk about current events, metaverse, NFTs, crypto, economics, things like that. So I do have a lot of fun with that one. So my day job, so to speak, is more. I'm still an infrastructure engineer for one of the nation's largest retailers. I have to be very careful with who I cannot tell you who it is, just because again, those different. I don't want to cross any boundaries there. So, but yeah, that's a little bit about me in a nutshell. I'm really excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. And what's something we might not know about you?
Interestingly enough, Jordan knows this. We love to homeschool our kids, so we home educate, and it's really interesting to see the home education stuff kind of take up a footing in the metaverse, and especially since this is kind of a direction that I think a lot of careers, future career-wise, will end up coming into this space. Not necessarily from a gaming standpoint, but from like, well, the future of NFTs, as I always often say on my show and with different people, is going to end up being where you're going to primarily see that with medical records. You're going to primarily see that with buying and selling a home, things like that. That's infrastructure that still has to be built. Some of it's all idea right now, but it's not. I think maybe there may be a few companies out there that are actually starting to build that out, but for it to become massively adopted, that's the next phase. And I think that this is a very, very good platform, very, very good springboard, if you want to call it, to get the mindset right around that.
Thank you. That's fantastic. And Zach, you're next. A little bit about you, a little bit about your project, and something we don't already know about you.
Cool. Yeah. Do you have an episode, by the way, Papa Joe, on homeschooling? Because I'm very interested.
I haven't yet. I probably could. My wife is the one who does all the home education. I support her in any way I can, beyond financially with it. But she's the powerhouse behind that, and she's by far the biggest blessing. I could never have done any of the things that I'm doing in life without her behind me. So I think it was Eleanor Roosevelt that said, "Behind every successful man is a stronger woman." That's definitely me in that case. So, but maybe we'll talk about that. That may be kind of fun.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm
Zach.
Jordan too.
Go ahead.
You Jordan, who has the company, he could tell you everything. It would be a good show to do.
Yep.
Yeah, that would be cool. I'm Zach, Off Edge, and this is my pseudonym in the metaverse. I host a show called Web3 with Me. It's a podcast and YouTube show where I explore the philosophies and the people who are participating in the space, right, in Web3. Trying to just find what is the long-term potential of the space, because I love it so much, right? I think there's a lot of shows out there that are like NFTs and stuff like that, and like I think those are use cases, but I'm trying to really find those like hardcore participants in the space. And I also have a B2B brand called the Web3 Coach, where I go to different corporates to educate them on Web3. Taught at Amazon last week, just trying to get their nonprofit AWS team to understand the impact that smart contracts can have on the nonprofit industry and giving. I just think it's really powerful, and I kind of get paid to learn, which is nice. It's a big part of this space, is like you have to constantly be learning all the time. There's a new use case every single day. So between the podcast and then going and coaching people, I get to learn, and I get to teach other people, which is super cool. I'll tell you a little story, something you do not know about me, how I met Cheryl. Cheryl's grandson goes to school with my son, and his mother came up to me and said, "Hey, Zach, I think my mother-in-law's into like cryptocurrency. She got Abraham a digital wallet and sent him a Litecoin." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, I need to meet this person," because I thought it was such a cool story. And I still think it's an amazing story. What Cheryl is doing is it's amazing. Like, you need to onboard as many people as you can into the space, even if it's as simple as just owning a digital wallet and owning a digital asset and following and tracking that digital asset. It's a way to start, right? That's one of the biggest barriers we have here. So go, Cheryl. Definitely.
Hey, you know what? The wallet was a Divi wallet, by the way. He goes, "Where's my Divi wallet?" He has a little bit of Divi, but he realizes Divi's just one price and Litecoin's another. So you know what? It teaches them addition. It teaches them stuff. He likes his Divi wallet.
We do the Divi wallets for the kids too. Whenever they do extra chores and whatnot, they get rewarded in Divi. Actually, they get an option if they want it in dollars or Divi. They always say Divi because they can stake it and make more Divi. They are recognizing that already. It's fantastic.
Yeah, the kids ask me all the time, like, "Dad, if I put my dollars in the bank, like, how much monies will they give me back?" Well, you tell your son, "How many monies will it give you back?" "Yeah, like Divis." None. What do you mean none? Like, this is why would he's almost looking at me like, "Why you want me to play with a rock? Like, I've got a tablet. What do you mean I can't do anything? I sit down and play with a rock?" Like, there are tablets, there's bicycles. I can go outside and run around in a circle, but you want me to sit down and play with a rock. He looking at, so now they're like, Dad, so how many divvy if I turn in this can? Well, it's 10 cents, son, so that's 5 divvy. Yes. You know, it's like it changes their entire world, and it teaches them how to save, teaches them how to budget, and it teaches them when you want to sell, they're like, no, Dad, it's low. I don't really need Legos today. Not today.
Yeah, my 15-year-old daughter is yield farming on DeFi with her savings. So
That's fantastic.
yeah, that's good parenting right there.
I know Papa advocates for the cash flow game quite often too. So I mean, yeah, responsible parents are doing their best to teach their children how to use the tools and resources around them, so that they're not part of this like ridiculous system that we know is not healthy for any of us, right? So the people that are in the Divvy wallet are the people that are into a decentralized version of owning your own stuff. And also, if you'd like to support the Divvy project, who developed this great wallet and want to send money really easy, shameless plug, use Divvy wallet. I mean, they're just really a great wallet. You own your own keys, you own your own coins. Now they're integrated with a lot of different swap features, and they got a fiat on and off ramp, so you don't have to go anywhere else anymore if you have a Divvy wallet, really. So I don't know. For me, I'm really happy just teaching my kids. Like, I feel really responsible and like a proud dad. You know, when your kids always ask you, like, hey, Dad, can I do chores today? Divvy's low. I want to earn a bunch of Divvy. Sure, Mason, we could take care of that. You know, let's do it, buddy.
That's pretty fantastic. Yeah, it's fun having kids growing up learning about crypto, and it's also a bit of a challenge too. Mine are young enough that they don't really get money yet, like they don't really understand it. So it's interesting.
Especially as a dad too, when you're like out as a crypto influencer and people start talking to you, right? And they'll ask you a question like, so do you have Dogecoin? And then your kids start laughing at them. That's the best part. Kids are like,
I've had that happen.
My daughter's like, my daughter will look at you and go, why would you do that? I'm not stupid. That's dumb. You know, she's not really insulting you, but she's asking you a question and insulting you at the same time. So, I mean, as a proud dad, you're like, oh, yes, honey, I love that response. Let's go get some ice cream or something.
Yep. All right. Janice, you're last to join us here. Tell us a little bit about your project. I mean, we heard of it last week, and a little bit about you and something we don't already know.
Well, gosh, looking at this great panel here, it takes us back to where we started Bitcoin Consultants Worldwide. And that's where we go back with Papa Joe and Divvy Daddy. And here we are. Who would have thought, fast forward, going into the whole metaverse and what we're doing. What's exciting is that the team, our consultants, can go on these projects with us. And right now, a lot's happened this week. Everything is happening so quickly with the metaverse and Uplift, Ethereum. This is also exciting, and all the land that we've purchased. I think we're now the largest landowners in Ethereum, and looking forward to where all the possibilities and how we can promote so many others within the metaverse. It's about everybody, not just about what we're doing, and it's so exciting. And Alexander has been such a great help moving us forward into this next into our metaverse. Yeah, thank you. This is so exciting. We have so many great projects that we're going to be announcing very soon. Something you don't know about me. Well, Cheryl's my sister, and we go way back to Bitcoin Consultants Worldwide. How long has it been? Is it 2 years? My goodness. And I only have 5 kids. And I have 10 grandkids, and I love that the 10 grandkids know Minecraft, and they can start building with us, and they can teach others, and we love working with the kids and supporting them and young adults.
That's awesome, and thank you. And yeah, I'm excited to find both of you actually in the metaverse, hanging out with them and with us in the near future here. I'm very much looking forward to that. Cheryl, a little bit about you and your project and a thing we might not already know.
Well, we're really excited about Ethereum. And yeah, I pressed those buttons and I went click, 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 and Alexander helped me get on, and we purchased a large chunk of Ethereum. And what we're doing is we're giving it to the community and for educational purposes, to highlight companies that we feel will make a difference in the world, the communities. So throughout our journey, we run into a lot of people who, because it's hard to weed out the yuck versus the not yuck. And we've on the way, seen a lot of wonderful people that we feel would benefit everyone else. So what we're doing is using that land, and we're inviting, we'll spend the next 30 days inviting specific people to our land. We're inviting people on this panel. We're inviting Divvy Daddy. To me, he's so wonderful that any company, he told me, wants to come to our metaverse, we will make it happen for them. If they just want a QR code or just a PDF or something, we will make it happen for them, because we know that we want the best people starting this community. And for me, it's more educational. I'm not going to be around forever. And I want this land here in 30 years, 50 years, growing and continuing to have great representation in it. So having Firefly and Mike from Meta Builders has made this possible, because we're partnering with them to make a beautiful place happen. For Firefly, yes, we want to make sure he has as much space as he possibly can. We want contests. We are using part of our land. Any of your children that want to help build, help learn, yeah, maybe once they get good, they could get jobs elsewhere. And we want to make the best metaverse possible. If anyone in these panels come to me and say, hey, yeah, this is a really good company, a really good person, I want him in there, yes, we will make it happen. And we'll have exciting NFT projects to, that we're all supporting as a community, that the kids could make money. Contests and all that, there's ways out there to do exciting things. Luckily, you could tear stuff up, build it again. We want to make it fun. And we already have a good team starting to help build. Papa Joe's kids, hopefully anybody. Jim Flanagan, Janice, she's got her grandkids. So we want to teach them. We are not looking to be the next meta builders. We're looking to create the next meta builders. We want, hey, if you worked on our project, you are good. You could go anywhere else and make some decent money. If you're wanting to have kids that want to do anything in their mind, anything like videos, we are one of our partnerships. We have Bitcoin consultants, but we're going to be doing training to transition people to the metaverse and work out something. So for Zoom sessions or something, so to make it easy for people like me to get in there. I still have not seen my land. Okay, that says something. I've gotten frustrated clicking everything. Thank goodness for Alexander. He helped me purchase it. But no, I want meta guides to help everybody get in there. And if you have a business or something, we're going to have an underground that could potentially be 35 blocks long. There is nothing. We have enough space for anybody that could possibly want to be involved. And then we have NFTV, which we're using to do interviews, which it's our hope that people like Papa Joe will do interviews sometime. Zach I'd love for him to do interviews. We'll have some different shows on there. Anybody on Divi Daddy's team. We want to do educational videos on people coming in the metaverse, just cool projects going, and we would like kids to be involved with this too. So that's where we're at. What we don't know about me is, other than the fact I could not figure out how to get in our metaverse, I actually don't use Facebook. So if you go on there, you may not even know I even know what a Bitcoin is. I haven't posted on it for years. So maybe some way I'll transition and put things on there. But yeah, I'll look at it. I do watch everybody on there.
You should use Twitter if you're going to post about crypto.
Janice is the one who does all that. Okay. Janice is the poster. Hopefully Alexander will help us get there, but it won't be me. It will be Janice and other people that actually, if I post something, I'll tag. I've messed up before. So.
Janice, I am here, by the way. I'm just hiding in the background.
Oh, hey.
That's good. And you're up next. We have Mike Smart in with audio here.
Awesome.
Tell us a little bit about you, about your project, and something we don't already know about you.
My name is Mike Smart. I'm the CEO of Smart Digital Payments and the founder of MetaBuilders. We provide turnkey solutions for businesses and brands to enter the metaverse. With that, we have ground up services where we can curate the art, create NFT collections. We have education, people that can sit there and help the client learn how to create an NFT collection so that in the future they can be empowered to do so themselves. We have marketers and virtual builders. We own real estate in various different metaverses where we provide these services. And currently we're building a community so far of 250 some odd developers and marketers and artists, animators, all in the MetaBuilders Discord, and where things are starting to move pretty quickly. We actually own a lot of land in the Uplift world, and that's where this whole metaverse branding thing began, because I realized as a not video game player, it was very difficult to jump into an environment that you're unfamiliar with and just start building high quality stuff. And so I myself was seeking people to build for me in the virtual spaces, and it wasn't available really. Everyone was kind of doing their own thing. And so I just decided to start building my own service. And then it just expanded from there, went from Minecraft to photorealistic avatars and, various different real estate from different metaverses. And here we are today, partnering up with the Bitcoin consultants worldwide to help them bring businesses and brands into their metaverse. And we are super excited.
Oh, we are too.
Yeah, I'm super excited too, not gonna lie. Brief introduction on me. I'm Jen. I've been in the Uplift since before it was the Uplift. I have a show. It does not have a set schedule, but I'm here. And something you don't already know about me is that I made the shirt that I'm wearing last night. It's hot. I don't have hot weather clothing. I was unprepared. And I looked around and looked at everything that was out there. No, it's not quite what I want. So I made something instead. And that's my solution to just about everything. If I can't find it, I'm going to make it. And if I can't make it, I know a whole bunch of wonderful people, some of whom are in this room, who can probably get it done. So that's kind of where I wanted to go next. We have this metaverse. We have all this metaverse space. I have a room full of people who are passionate about educating the next generation. What are some ideas that you have for using the metaverse space for educational purposes? Don't all jump in at once, but whoever is ready to speak first, go for it.
Well, I mean, what we talked about, having contests, having teams, going and putting the word out to all these Minecraft users. Hey, we're having a contest. This is how much it costs to be in the contest. And that's what the education is getting them involved in building so they could understand what the practical use is. Yes, if you have a business and you're in the marketplace, you have the possibility of making money. That's going to train them about what an NFT is besides a collectible, and how all this works. So that's how I see it. And then Alexander too, like that's one of the ideas that he had that gave me the idea for doing these contests. And he could talk about his with the racetrack and everything, but it's all about getting them involved, making it exciting, finding things in the metaverse that they could build, and companies that are in there and what the companies are about. And then you could there's just all sorts of things you could do in there. And they're going to be in a metaverse anyway. You might as well have them in a metaverse where you're there watching them, and make this their choice. Make them have something great.
I was gonna say, a lot of things around home education. It gives you, the parent, the ability to kind of hone in outside of their regular academic stuff, right? So, not necessarily an unschooling approach, but that is a term that's thrown around a lot. But figuring out what your child or young adult, whoever, wants to learn, what they like to do, if they like art, if they like to do something where it's kind of a programmer, if they're an engineer and they want to do like infrastructure stuff, because infrastructure isn't just servers. There's also there is a layer of coding infrastructure. There's a layer of the APIs and whatnot and everything that goes between, all that fun stuff. Figuring out what they like and then kind of giving them the environment to do it. Because building in like a Minecraft environment makes sense for a lot of reasons, but what makes Minecraft, what's behind the scenes? A lot of things that I loved playing around Minecraft when I was a kid is all the little things you could do, little code you can run, and it would do all these different things. So it's really, really kind of neat to think about how that can be done in a metaverse. And then stuff with like NFTs, I think, is a very big deal when it comes to a programmable proof of ownership. Like I've mentioned before, buying and selling a home where you can transfer the ownership instantaneously, and it's provable on a blockchain and it's immutable. That's a very powerful thing, but we're not there yet. If you can get a child to figure out the massive beauty in that, and then be able to realize we all are more I'll be careful. I don't want to blow the show up or anything, but like our mindset's not with the status quo. Let's put it that way. And it kind of does go into our education for the little ones, right? Whenever they're coming and doing this stuff. So just some thoughts around that is, I think that would be a really big direction to kind of focus on is, what do they want to do? And then kind of give them the tools to go do it. If it's playing, great. That gets them involved. It gets them into it. But if you're in like we're actually starting to get into that phase now, we're like, okay, in the next couple of years, what are we going to start, how are we going to start focusing on what's next for them? Not just the academics, but like taking those academics and making it a focus. Like if they really like science or they like coding or like engineering, whatever, focus that whatever they're learning into that direction. And I think that's very, very, very beneficial to do that. So
I think all of you are kind of hitting on one of the things that drew me into the space and what I love about it, which is this incentive alignment, right? That like the whole space provides, where it's not just about the person creating the thing. It's about the relationship and the community that you create when you give this person this NFT or a fungible token or something like that. You're both in it together now, which has never been possible before. And my son's 4. We have a chore chart upstairs, and he understands that if I do my chores, I get to buy a video game with that money, right? And that goes back to like making your money work for you. And with crypto, it's even easier. It's not just a check mark. Like now you can have this digital wallet and you can earn on your fungible tokens and stuff like that. So it's just beautiful to see that translated all the way down to like a younger generation, and to just kind of teach them how they want to learn, because we're all humans, right? Like we all, like if like there is a financial incentive tied to this, I don't think it should be the only incentive, but it helps create the interest.
Yeah. No, it's a great place to do it, and I'm appreciative for Mike too, because it kind of makes everything a one-stop shop. Oh, what's that?
that is pretty cool.
Wow.
That's new. I know my neighborhood. I can guarantee this was not here the last time I was in, which was 2 days ago.
Now, is this Minecraft running on your computer, or is it through like a web browser and a like this particular from the functionality standpoint? I have not seen.
This is on my computer, so that's yeah. Minecraft Java doesn't run on anything other than a computer.
Right.
So I was jumping in here to go show you guys Mushroom Towers and take a look at the land
Cool.
while you talk and tell me stories here. But
Oh yeah. Well,
One thing I would say, if there's, I don't know if it's possible or not, but if you could get a game console hook in somehow, that would be a very big deal. Because most people can go buy a game console and 4 people can play on it at the same time, whereas you have to buy 4 separate computers to go do it. I don't know, just a thought from an infrastructure standpoint.
I think we're working
Or
on
even
that.
like
That
a
was
tablet
actually
iOS version. Because if you
Yep.
can download an app, then the kids can all have access to it. But right now,
There's
I
our
think-
build right there.
yep,
That build off to the left was the build that we did for Masters of the Bitcoin.
yep. Let's take a
Oh,
look
We're
at
not
that.
finished with it yet, but it gives a good example of how we can showcase brands in the metaverse by adding their images. It's off to the left here.
no,
That one right there.
it's great because this gives them a place to go. But then let's just say they're ready to upgrade to another metaverse. What I didn't realize before talking to Mike is that he has access to all the metaverses.
That's me right there to the left.
Wow.
See that
Oh,
NFT
wow.
on the left side? That's me
Yeah.
and SDP in Masters of the Bitcoin, which is one of our clients that we took on a few months ago in April, and they were actually there with us in Firefly at S-Coin 2022, Ken Bosak's event where I met
Yeah.
some of these people on this call.
That's pretty fantastic.
Wow.
Right here in this collection, there's a bunch of influencers and characters from the cryptocurrency ecosystem, and they're all involved in this project. Ken Bosak's right behind you in the bunny suit, or on the behind that lady you were just looking at.
Yeah.
He
He's got a
would be
pink bunny.
wearing a bunny suit.
Ah,
That's funny.
Yeah. So this is kind of what we do for our clients and partners. Is we try to make something that makes sense for them. This is going to be a type of toy store. We can't sell real toys in here because it's against the Minecraft rules. But either way, that gives you an idea of what it might look like for some of your clients.
Yeah, and they could do whatever they want to. Like we'll give them the space, and if it's something little, we could do it. But they could go to Mike and do whatever they want. They could. And if they don't want this metaverse, he could show them another metaverse. Like we love this place because it's a place that we could all gather and have a lot of the important companies in here, and we've got space for education, but we're not the only game in town. We
Can this
want.
be accessed through an iOS device?
Not yet. I believe that the thing that they're working on is making it accessible for all versions of the game. So
Yeah, I
as
think
far
once
as I
it hits that, your adoption will be able to take off. But most of our kids aren't running computers.
I mean, I have a VDI environment for them to play and do, not really play, but do some of their schoolwork on and whatnot. But it is accessed via tablet and whatnot. So it's very much so. I think you will very much so explode. Like when they play Minecraft, they are primarily playing on the Xbox, just because they can all do it at the same time, and I don't have to worry about buying or setting up 4 separate systems. So definitely.
My kids, if they're playing Minecraft, and I could speak for like 20 kids. They're all playing tablet, iPads. All of them are playing iPads.
Yep.
They have they even use my son asked me the other day for a little cord that plugs in to his tablet so we could talk to people. I'm like, come on, bud, let's get a Bluetooth thing, right? I'm not gonna give you one of those little Apple cords. I don't want to keep track of them. So, but they're all using these tablets. They're all using their iPhones or their Samsung devices, depending on what your family got you. But unless there's an iOS interface or a Apple download, or a Google Play Store download, I think it's going to be hard to attract the younger generation because they're just not using computers.
Right.
That's kind of what I figured, and as much as I don't love that, it's what it is. So I mean, I'm one voice, and they are a very large voice. So it's time to get that integrated.
I've been an Apple engineer for the vast majority of my career in IT, and I will tell you, Apple devices are a very big thing when it comes to anything when it comes to education. And Apple has a very big integration with the different MDM providers or mobile device management systems, and it becomes it makes it very easy when it comes to education. You can push different things, you can get the focus on different applications, but when it comes to stuff like this, the iOS and the different coding around that is a big deal. So definitely, feedback wise, for sure.
Hey, Mike Smart, where is the Firefly Castle in relation to what we're looking at right now?
It is in Genesis, so it's not in Ethereum. So cool.
I would never even know how to do this. Like, my kids would make me look like an absolute rookie. It's this me to me too, is dude. Like fun. And my kids will eat it.
Me too, man. They make like roller coasters and like
I know. I sit there with my kids
and stuff. It's like crazy.
I'm happy to invest in their like Minecraft stuff because I'm impressed. The stuff they come up with. Like, they build pools inside towers that drain to. I mean,
yeah, it's Legos on a screen.
Oh man, it was so cool. I just love watching them do it. But if I had to do that, I'm like, where are the numbers, Mason? Where's the numbers? Like, this is not working for me. But if I could send them to a game, or a place that I trust, where I know they're learning something, and that's what parents need. How can you make this better for kids? The word has to start out with the parents, right? We got to get back to us role modeling good behaviors, us role modeling what good stewardship is, us role modeling where we invest our time. I don't waste my time on YouTube channels that don't add value to me. I add value to my day, right, by investing in myself. And we got to role model that for our kids. If we bring our kids into it and you bring them to a place here where it's trusted, where the community is not going to allow for, I would say, content that's inappropriate to enter there in the space, that would be great. So those are the kind of things we look for when we're sending our kids there, and they get to walk away with learning something that could expose them to a world that we all share and love is a common thing. I think it's a benefit. It's a win-win to have my kids be able to help me expand my business and connect to like NFT spaces as well. So for me, while NFTs I believe are still like extremely primitive function, I still believe that there's such a huge impact, and we have to learn and teach good foundations of cryptocurrency and blockchain, which starts with blockchain is truth, right? We can't change it. Why do we trust blockchain? And then what can we build in blockchain world? I believe it's a great pair. The question is, how do you get the people there? And I think you have to start with some of the parents and expose it to them.
Yeah, we need guides to help, and a really fun way to escort people there.
It's almost like a big ad needs to come on. Do your kids spend hours and hours on Minecraft?
Yeah.
Do you have no idea who they're playing with? It's a safe community. Do you want them to put that time to good use? Teach them to build QR code, and all the kids will be sitting there with their tablet going, "See, Mom, I can play that game. It's going to help me." And then you approve, and then bam, we're done, right? But the idea
cool building.
Parents need to know.
Yeah, we see inside the building now. One of our team, our consultants, Paul Bucci, he did this in 2 days. On a Saturday night, just while he was bored, he did this. Like, literally.
That is very, very nice.
This is where we want to put Crypto Confidential, and some of the guys we're inviting in, they're going in his building. And he hasn't felt good the past few days, so he hasn't done anything on it. But he's amazing. And then we have an apprentice, a intern, Aiden. She's 18. Janice met her parents at Float. She is helping Paul, and this is just what we're able to do. And look at what Aiden's learning. Like she always played Minecraft, and she goes, wow, I never knew that. She never thought about putting businesses in there and all that. So look at this. I mean, this is a perfect place I could put lots of our friends in here, and they want more. Then we've got Mike, that we could do anything for them. But this is here. And I think look at this.
So how would a kid get on right now and find out how to build here?
They would have to contact. They would have to contact us, because we have a team. The way it works is there's only a certain amount of people allowed to build at a time. So right now that we purchased the land, we'll have like a building team and get Mike involved with it also. And then we give them projects. Like, let's just say we all decide we're building a huge underground. Then we could say, okay, Dave, here's the Calendly, this is your schedule. We're digging it out right now. And we could say, yeah, we want beautiful white floors, just to have a show where they could go in and, like you do in a hotel, you got a huge ballroom, and then people could go in there, do what they want, tear it down, set it up, have art exhibits, whatever. But this is just, I feel that this one building alone could hold at least a representation of all of our team. And then Paul's doing an area for the influencers. So we just want our friends and all the influencers to be in our spot. And then anyone else, we have a whole city, they could build something beautiful with Mike, but this is our spot. And then Firefly, we're going to give him everything. So when it comes to the education, they could contact us for now, but we're going to be working out something with Firefly and Mike, because we want to make sure whatever we're doing, that in the future they could get hired by someone else.
Yeah,
like
I've got a team of like 20 developers right now that I'm ready to put to work. Like, I've got such great ideas. If I could tell these 20 kids in my life, hey, build me this underneath this mansion, okay,
Yeah.
underground. Gosh, I don't even know what they'd come up with. They'd be so excited to actually like put their education that they've been learning to use and work together. I would.
Well, then we
totally
need
use it.
then we need to have team contests, and make it fun for them. But yeah, that's right now we want to get the kids together, and then we're all going to decide, like, the best thing would be to work on that underground area, and but they could learn things. But yeah, there'll be a project. We do this project, and then we'll take an area and we'll say, yeah, let's just build this. This is educational, whereas it's just a great way for us to build some stuff that we just want. And then people also have the opportunity of, they might want their own building somewhere. Like, that's great, you're here, but you may want like to create something else. Well, they could go to Mike for that. But eventually we want these kids to work for great places, and if they could commit to 6 months to a year, or maybe a summer, we could find a way to coordinate it. But it's coming up with a plan that we like, space for people to do stuff, and a huge amount for education and who we want to put. We could have a kids sale of just art they built one time down in the marketplace.
And I think this is going to be something that's rewarding for them. And right now with our 5 builders, 2 of them are 18, are interns, which is exciting. One of them's my granddaughter, the other is Aiden, and they are so talented. I think at some point it would be cool to do a panel with some of them and get their ideas.
Yeah, so our goal is to see how many we have on a team that wants to build there. I also want to see who on a team would want to participate in being guides, because some of us don't know how to get into the metaverse, and some do, but new eyeballs don't, let's face it. So we want depending on what they're interested. Are you interested in building down there? Are you interested in maybe doing some cool videos, or maybe a Zoom where there's a Calendly? So there's a lot of stuff we want to know. Do they want to participate? Because this is to benefit them. And I think that we're giving them a good opportunity, and we'll have ways to monetize it. But, you know, the priority is for us is, let's just get some good people out there. And anyone that enters a contest, remember, they got to get a wallet. So you could end up, especially all those Minecraft, we could have a lot of events types of things where, hey, they have to, in order to participate, yes, you need a Wax wallet, you need Ethereum, you need to know how to buy your Ethereum. All this needs little guides. And even though we might not want to personally be a guide, well, you know what? Maybe there's some young people out there that want to learn how to interact with people, be guides, learn how to do Zooms. You know, maybe we have some young people that love being in front of a camera that could do some stuff.
I think that all of that sounds absolutely wonderful. I would love to do a panel show with some of the young people.
Yeah.
And there is definitely a need for having a team of people who are able to help onboard people who are new to either the gaming ecosystem or the crypto ecosystem or both.
Yeah.
Right. And the opportunity here is to narrow down like a big chunk of the process to where we're all funneling through one gateway, and then there's all of the options right there at that gateway. And part of what MetaBuilders is trying to accomplish with Moloch CloudShip, as one of our partners, is to create a central location, a sort of like citadel or a hub, to where the onboarding experience is incredibly easy to get into there, just a web page. And then when you're there, then you can purchase NFTs that end up becoming tickets to these type of environments, so that everyone in the community can focus on, bringing people into the onboarding hub or the gateway to the metaverse, essentially, which would be Moloch CloudShip. And then through there would be all MetaBuilders partners. And, it would be an easy way for everyone to get home, essentially, to their own metaverse.
Yeah. So the guides, I think, is important. Like, we don't want anyone getting nervous. The first couple of times, it's okay. But I'm just real excited about everything. And let us know, influencers out there, if anyone's an influencer and wants a spot and they're into what we're doing, then great. We will give them a spot. We will put them on our website, NFTV, which Aiden's working on the website. Alexander saw it last week. It was pretty marginal last week, but he got us in line and said, hey, it kind of he didn't like the setup of it. Yeah, she took it, she changed it around, and eventually we'll do something nice. But will any influencers at all, and especially if they want to do interviews, like, have them contact me, because over the next 30 days we're building the team.
That's awesome. I'm going to keep that in mind in case I hear of anybody.
Yeah, and shows like we want Jen's show on there. We want Papa Joe's show. We want Zach's show, and we want those same people to possibly do interviews. Like Zach interviewed Block Cities. Wow, what a great interview! He's interviewing Brian again on Thursday with someone else. Yeah, we will work out something where we'll put those specific videos on NFTV, and he'll have a link to a show. It's not that big of a deal. Papa Joe, he's been like, we're pretty good now with the website stuff. We got a lot of help, and until we're at that point of switching into a better system, then we're sticking with this. And Alexander, he's helping with which is the best server to use other than what we're using now. But we're ready to start doing interviews. Like, I'm not slowing down just because we don't have a perfect website. No, we're moving.
That's fantastic. So in closing here, I'd like to go around the room one more time, starting with Mike Smart, and just a short comment. I'm going to go with the 50 words or less. How is the metaverse important in terms of building community in these homeschooling environments?
In these what kind of environments?
Homeschooling.
Oh, well, I mean, they're largely important in my opinion because a lot of the times the type of families, like considering myself, I'm a single father of two girls, so we don't have the option to leave the house to do certain things because one kid might be sick or the other kid might, have a hurt foot or whatever. It's like we need virtual environments to be able to access the education from any point, on the planet.
I would agree. All right. Jordan.
Well, we're hoping to make use of the different metaverse worlds as opportunities to have a presence there, so to kind of offset a lot of the other types of messages that are out there. I mean, if the Chinese Communist Party has its metaverse presence, we need to have a presence there, kind of counteracting all of that nonsense. And like, education doesn't just have to happen, in person or online, but like in a two-dimensional sort of online experience. I have seen so many innovations in the last 2-3 months, since the Miami Crypto Week, that have given me like so many new ideas for how we could integrate these different programs into Firefly. I mean, Blockchain Universe. I don't know if you guys know who Blockchain Universe is, but they do like a 3-dimensional art program. And I was talking to them in Miami about coming in and doing programs on our platform. I think it's really exciting. I think it's still in its infancy. I'm excited to see what happens, but I think it's a way to really connect kids and adult students all over the world. In a decentralization is really the key to freeing humanity from the control systems that we currently have. And if people are uneducated, they have no idea what they don't know. And I see the metaverse, the different metaverse worlds, as a great tool to reach in there and help them.
I like that. Zach, what about you?
For me, it kind of comes down to like, I guess the first principles of how you would build any type of community or engagement or teach any people is like, you want to teach them where they are, right? Mm-hmm. And our kids these days, their first inclination is to be in the digital world. So when you're at home and maybe you've got a parent, maybe you've got I think they're called pods, like where maybe a few parents kind of like co-teach. Like, I think if you can engage the kids in a different way, right, in a place that they're really comfortable, like the metaverse, like like Roblox and Minecraft and all these beautiful metaverses that they're creating, I think it just adds an element of like engagement for the kids, because like when they come in, they're going to take it a little bit more seriously. They're gonna be like, oh, it's not just mom or dad or mom or dad's friend, it's now like I'm in my fun place and I'm learning. So I think it's about creating that environment where they just feel more comfortable.
I like that. That sounds reasonable. Papa Joe, what are your thoughts?
I kind of echo what Jordan was saying there. That I say it often on my show, and especially my friends and family are probably sick of me saying it, but blockchain technology is freedom for humanity, and giving the kids the ability to learn whatever piece of it that they want, because blockchain is huge. You got chain code, there's multi-layers, and giving them an environment where they can go and learn the different aspects of it. Because just like today, the internet, when it came out, it touches every aspect of your life. You don't have food on the shelves without it. You don't have gas at the gas pump without it. You don't even have the ability to pump gas out of the pump without the internet. This is another layer to that. And I think that as society moves forward, being parents of children that we are home educating, and how it's a big deal being home, with the homeschool stuff, is that giving them an environment that is in fact safe, that is in fact where they can go and play at the same time learn. And the biggest, I don't know if you guys play or know anything about Robert Kiyosaki and the way that he teaches things. The research that they've done is that playing a game is the best way to learn. And by far, everyone who's done his cash flow stuff and all that, we have the game, we have the kids game, they get it. When you play a game, it's really cool to think about this in a blockchain sense or an NFT sense. They can get in there, they're used to it, but at the same time, they're going to be able to learn how to build within it. And I think it's really, really impressive. And I, for one, am excited. They're actually watching right now, so they loved you showing what you guys had there a minute ago. So it's really, really neat to see that. So, yep.
Awesome. Thank you. And Divvy Daddy, your thoughts?
Well, I think I'm probably the least experienced person that you should listen to on my thoughts on the metaverse, just because I've been having such a hard time making sense of its value personally. But right now, as I listen to all of you guys speak, I realize how narrow-minded that might be, because I'm having a hard time myself relating to it. It doesn't mean that what you said was absolutely true. You got to meet the kids where they're at, and teaching them in a game makes a lot of sense. So I guess what I'm most excited about what's happening now is that you guys are all my friends and can help me relate to my kids better, because I'm telling you, some of the stuff Crypto Sherpa is building, I'm thinking my kids can do the same stuff. Like I'm telling you, like I have seen the stuff they're building, and maybe it's just I'm amazed with all of it because I couldn't build, a 4x4x4 block of wood. It doesn't work. So I can't build a square. It doesn't ever pencil out 45 degrees. Two of them don't make a 90. I mean, so all that stuff really bothers me. But these kids are so able to interact with this world in a different way that it's really impressive and scary at the same time. But I just appreciate that there are safe people here helping our kids build, helping mentor our kids. And I'm on board however I can help, especially because I know it's a weakness. So I think it's time for me to, learn more from a safe, trusted community that we have here. It's just an honor to be here with all you guys.
Thank you. I'm glad that you were able to share that with us. And that's some good insight as well. Let's go to Janice. What are your thoughts about the educational community in the metaverse, or the value of it?
I think the kids are already doing this. I don't think they realize, or their parents realize, the possibilities. And it's such a safe and educational environment for them to be in, and for the parents to get more involved as well. Kids of all ages. And I was talking to my 31-year-old son, and he said, I get it, but I want to understand more about what you're doing. And so I have something I want to share with him that Russell Corus put out the other day, and I think some of you saw that. And it really kind of explained a few things about the blockchain and where we are with NFTs. Regarding the kids, I was at a restaurant and trying to distract one of the little ones, and she just turned 5. She's like, oh, that's Minecraft. And I was showing her what Paul had worked on. I'm like, you know what this is? I didn't even know what it was until, we started doing this. And then my 8-year-old grandson looked at it, and I showed him the tour that Paul did going through Etheria with our building. And I said, he's on our team and this is what he's doing. He said, will you message him and ask him if I can be on the team to build? 8 years old.
We're getting all sorts of.
And I said, absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah. There's going to be so many kids who they'll finally be like, Dad, you are cool. My God.
Yeah. Men are upstairs running around, Mom, and can I do this? Can I do this? Yeah, I can hear him right now. Yeah.
And I could just see him. He goes to private school, but I could just see him going to school and say, hey, man, I'm working on this project. You should see this building, and how it can be so educational and it can involve other kids. We're so excited about this.
Yeah,
I'm a lot of gamers too, that they can be like really in a space like, we kind of underlighted Ken Bozak too. Such a huge influencer in the space, such a well-respected name in gaming industry that these guys are going to be like, we're on the same stage with Ken Bozak. And I think a lot of them are going to be starstruck with some of that. I know a lot of kids who probably would like just be so happy to have the opportunity to interact with some of these people. So it's just going to be a great place for role models to show up and help out these kids.
And it's rewarding for the kids. That just means so much to me.
Absolutely. And what about you, Cheryl? Last thoughts here. Community metaverse education.
Well, I just think that that's where it's at. And that if we don't do it now, we're just going to kind of lose out on how great they could do in the future. And I just I think it's just a really exciting way to connect back to our kids, because you're right. I don't even think my kids really understand what I do, even though one of them works on websites. So I think it's good. I love that that we're able to connect with our kids in this way and educate our kids in this way. And I hope we all take this land. I hope we all do something positive with it. And I'm happy that we were able to do something like this. And I hope that Mike will help educate the consultants so that we all know the basics on what's possible, so we could start getting our team together of consultants, because we want to be prepared to hand walk anyone that wants to down that aisle. And if kids want to help do that, just, hey, I'll escort them, I'll do this. Yeah, we want to do that, but then we also need to understand too, like the Papa Joe and Divvy Daddy. So hopefully we'll have some more conversations on this.
Well, I'm just going to throw it out there. I would be absolutely thrilled to join anybody on a live stream here who is willing to get into the uplift for the first time live. It's not as hard as it looks, and it's a ton of fun once you're in. So if anyone is interested, let me know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we would be interested in setting something up to where like we could do a tutorial, like maybe like a weekly AMA tutorial to get a Minecraft account, and then how to enter the Uplift world with that Minecraft account. If we could set up some sort of weekly type thing, then we can do similar to what we're doing for some of these other metaverses, where we create a type of webinar, a consistent webinar that we can all market as a community, and then we can funnel people into the Gen Show webinar, weekly webinar of how to get into the Uplift world.
And if we could have kids mimicking this, kids would probably want to see kids doing the same thing. We could create something, but why can't they mimic what we do and add some personality to it? Like, make it inviting for everybody, because I don't know, they want to see people that look like themselves, and we need to groom these, teach them so you could see other faces on there, young faces.
You can hear it right now. Hi, thank you for joining. This is Nathan with the Papa Joe Kids Show, where kids show know. I can just see it happening right now.
Make it fun.
The logo's gone, and just Nathan.
Pee Wee Herman 2022.
There you go.
But for us and stuff, Jen, yeah, that's great. Like, we all kind of need a refresher course on how to get into this and what the other possibilities are.
And we were just talking about the other day putting together something.
Yeah. But there'll be continual education. Things change. Things are added. No, we want to be the place to go if you're interested in Minecraft and the functionalities in the real world, and how you could, connect it with homeschooling and community. Yeah, this is
education. Education never ends. Schooling does, but education never ends.
Yeah. And although we're going to give space in our building and to the NFT people, we also want other companies to build nice stuff too, and work with Mike on different stuff. We don't, we want more out there. So that's what we're doing over the next 30 to 60 days. This is very exciting, and I'm happy about Jen, the podcast. The next one, I'd like to do more of the influencers that are interested, like Litecoin Leader, Litecoin Lisa, just anyone that wants to come on board, talk to us, and we'll set up another event like this, because I think we need to do this, especially over the next short time until we get to where we want to be.
We already have the next lineup. I sent it to her this morning. We have a list.
And we want Ken Bozak. Yeah, we're going to give him a little space.
Yeah, he's going to be on. Miguel. Yeah, we've got a great lineup.
Okay,
to make sure that's
fantastic.
Yeah, so anyone that wants to be here, we want to hear.
Perfect. Well, and I will update the video description with links for everybody's projects. If I don't have them already, please send them to me. I'll make sure that gets up there so that everyone who is watching can connect with all these awesome people. and we'll see you in the metaverse. And that's
Thanks
it.
for having me.
Hey, thanks, guys.
Thank
Thanks
you.
a lot, guys.
Thanks for having
Thanks
us.
everyone for
Appreciate it.
joining.
Bye-bye.
See you soon.